Hey, I want to show you guys something. I'm Jane Fendelman. I want to show you guys something, and I want to talk about inspiration for a moment. See my cupboards right here? All of my cupboards have sticky notes. They're covered, all of them are covered with sticky notes inside, and because it's so fun for me to do YouTube videos for you guys, I get hit with inspirations and ideas all the time to do videos for you. And so I just open up my cupboard and I look and see which one I'm struck with to do that day. So, and it inspires me all the time because I go in and out of my kitchen cupboards a lot. And I saw a few today that I wanted to talk to you about. The one I want to start with is ADHD in children. So, the doctor who invented the diagnosis, ADD and ADHD, his name escapes me at the moment, right before he died, on his deathbed, he actually said ADD and ADHD are not real disorders. He said there might be 1% or 0.5% of children who actually have ADD or ADHD, like a brain anomaly. Of the 100% that are being diagnosed with ADD and ADHD, and he said that he was horrified. Before he died, he said he was horrified at how many children were being diagnosed with ADHD. They're mostly little boys, because little boys are naturally wiggly. Girls seem, and you might notice this if you're a mom and a wife, girls seem to be better at crushing their own wants and needs. Crushing them. Stomping them down with their foot and just going along with the status quo. Just doing what's expected of them. Being a good girl. Girls just seem better at that than boys. I'm lucky I wasn't raised that way. I was raised to be a rebel. So I wanted to tell you about, I've known this since I was a young counselor 25 years ago. Even before I was a counselor, I was a school teacher. And so I knew that the school system was bad for kids, just as bad as if you fed them poison. And I knew that being compared to each other and graded, I knew that that was bad for kids too. And so I didn't last very long because my undergrad degree is a Bachelor of Science in Education. So I tried to work in the school systems for a little while and I just couldn't. I couldn't. It made me too sad and sick. I was horrified, and I couldn't grade children. It seemed really bad to grade children. You're a D, you're a C minus, you're an underachiever, you're an F, you have failed. And to try to work at something, and if you want to know more about this, please look for my YouTube video called Schools, Jane Fendelman, on how to fix schools, how to fix the school system. And I talk a lot more about this. But I want to tell you about, so I saw a sticky note today, just after I finished my lunch. And this sticky note is a reminder about the time when I was a young counselor and I was invited to this big facility that was, you know, insurance paid, like people could take their kid there and have their child assessed and cured. You know, they had a cure system. And so the psychiatrist who ran this facility invited me up to see it. It was in North Phoenix. And this is years ago. So he's a really nice guy and he's giving me a tour of the facility and he's explaining to me, so this is how we do it. We have the child sit down in this big egg-shaped chair, just like the chair that you saw in Men in Black when Will Smith is first being inducted. He's being tested. and he's sitting in an egg chair to take this test. And so it's this egg chair. So he's sitting, so the kid sits in this egg-shaped chair, and there's electrodes hooked to his head. And the kid has to make the rocket ship go up. There's a screen with a rocket ship on it. And the way that the kid makes the rocket ship go up is by making his mind still and focusing. So it's a biofeedback machine. And so he's having me do it. He hooked me up, and I would just calm my mind or put myself into a sort of meditative state, focused and clear, and just focus on the rocket ship going up, and the rocket ship would go up. And it was really fun. And if I thought about something else, the rocket ship would go back down if my mind got busy or if I got distracted by something else. So I thanked the doctor, and I said to him, you know, this is just like self-mastery is what this is. And he goes like this. Shh. He said, that's what it is. But we don't call it that, because then the insurance companies won't pay for it, and the other doctors won't refer to it because they'll think it's hocus pocus, and the schools and the parents won't think it's a real thing, you know, a real scientific cure. He said it is. It's exactly what it is. Self-mastery. And so it's just, we make it more fun because the kid's making a rocket ship go up. So he was a great guy, and I referred to him multiple times over the years, and I wonder what happened to them, because that was all 25 years ago when I was a young counselor. Anyway, so yeah. So thank you so much for listening. Also want to recommend, if you're having trouble with ADD and ADHD with your children or your child, I want you to go into my website store and get my book, Raising Humane Beings. Raising Humane Beings. So phenomenal book, and all you have to do is find the magical, miraculous ADHD questionnaire, which is free on my website, but it's also in my book, and fill out the questionnaire, and your kids, half of their symptoms for ADHD will go away. Also read chapter 10 first in my book. It's called The Yes After You, the solution to all your problems. So thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe to my channel, and please watch for my workshops coming up. I advertise them a lot, especially on Facebook. I'd be happy to be your Facebook friend. Thanks so much, and have a great day. Mwah.